Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back here to your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network here on YouTube.com, here for this evening's 2022 IHSAA Class 2A Volleyball State Championship preview show here this evening. Again, as always, I'm your play-by-play broadcaster, Brandon Morvillius. Alongside here with me is cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy. We thank you all for tuning in and spending your evening here with us. Again, we're just going to go over the state tournament atmosphere here. Where we're going to be playing at, the teams, all the breakdown like we always do for every preview show that we do. So again, we're really looking forward to this and what will be. What we're hoping will be a winningful day coming up there on Saturday, and hopefully against a good team such as the Linton Stockton Miners. Wapahani and Linton Stockton have never played each other, at least to my knowledge. At least, probably, I don't know for how long. I can't remember if we played them back, in the 16-17 time frame. But still, nonetheless, this will be the first time this year these two teams have ever met. And so we're really looking forward to this. And like I said, we're just going to break down Linton Stockton. We're not going to talk anything about Wapahani as far as stat-wise. Again, you guys know what they're capable of, what they can do. Obviously, they got a great win last Saturday against the number one team in the state in 2A, and that was Andrean. Wapahani was coming in number 2 in 2A, so you knew it was going to be a dogfight. Now, obviously, what I didn't think would happen was how Wapahani just completely dominated essentially the first 2 sets. Now, obviously, going into it, yeah, that's what you're hoping for, but I wasn't necessarily expecting that. So, in a lot of ways, I was even a little caught off guard, but I was happy about it. Obviously, that's what you go in every game to do, and that is literally, from start to finish, really hitting the ground running and putting together a nice string of points to put your opponent at such a disadvantage they can't come back from. And that's what we've seen through the first 2 sets in that matchup with Andrean. Then the script got flipped somehow, and Wapahani really couldn't seem to find to do much of anything right there in the third set. And then it was too late in the third set there to really get to come back from it. Fourth set, it was kind of the same thing. It was kind of the back and forth kind of deal. And then, late charge there by Andrean was able to give him that 4-set win. And then fifth set, it all came down to that. And it was quite the thriller there in which Wapahani won at 15-10 there to claim the Frankfurt semi-state. And really, it was a great facility to have the semi-state at. We'd never been to Frankfurt before. There at Case Arena, so that was a really neat experience. Great place to play some great volleyball that day. That was one of 2 games that day. Hamilton Southeastern, I believe, was the second game of that day. And so, you had 2 great games. Obviously, the great win there for Wapahani to get themselves in the state championship game. While on the other side, Linton Stockton defeated Cecina. That is how they reached the state championship game there on Saturday. So, again, both of these teams coming off of great victories. Obviously, you get to this time of the year, and it's, you're going to get everybody's best anyway. And so now the time has arrived for this state championship game at Worthen Arena on Saturday, and we're going to take a look here at the Miners. So they have a current record here of 28-5 heading into the state championship game. Linton Stockton, again, they're a team that, because I watched a little bit of video on them yesterday, they're a team that blocks really, really well. They have 2 girls that are their main big-time blockers, and we're going to talk about them here in just a few moments. But they're a huge threat up on the net. Not only that, but they do a really nice job on the net offensively as well. They have, I believe, 4 girls that either are above 200 kills or close to 200 kills. Wapahani, kind of the same deal. We have 2 girls that has over 300 kills, and then 2 or 3 other ones right there that are hovering at 200. 1 is over 200, so we have 3 girls with over 200 kills. 2 of those over 300. So we obviously have the offensive threat. Linton Stockton, like I said, with 4 girls right around 200 kills, that's quite a bit of production. And they're spreading the wealth out, so they have numerous opportunities throughout the course of a ball game, no matter who's in there, to be able to bring production from, whatever side they're going to. And, I think that's extremely crucial for the game of volleyball in general. You have to have multiple options to go to. It's just not one hitter all the time, because eventually the defense is going to key in on that, and, you're going to be able to shut her down sometime eventually. But nonetheless, you look at this Linton Stockton team, like I said, they have multiple options there. Speaking of which, so they have 1,170 kills. That's equaling out to 11 kills a set. They have a .185 hitting percentage, 1,519 digs, equivalent to 14.3 digs per set. Also, 1,034 assists, 217 blocks, which is actually, believe it or not, only 13 more blocks than what Wapahani has. And like I said, they have one girl that has over 100 blocks by herself, and then another one that's right there in the 80s, or right around 90, 91, something like that. So again, 217 total blocks. They have 341 serving aces, which is, again, just slightly above Wapahani. Wapahani with 324. And then serving airs, the Miners with 186. So again, some key players that we really want to take a close look at here from the Miners is, well, number one, Sophie Hale. A young lady that provides most of the offense here for them, leading the way in kills with 252 kills on the season, 55 aces, 33 blocks, also 325 digs with 33 assists. So again, that is Sophie Hale. The next one here is Ella Warwick here for the Miners, 199 kills. So again, right there on the threshold of 200. But 73 aces, 18 blocks. He also has 309 digs, so does a very good job there in the back row, but also has seen a lot of production up front there as well, and then 16 assists. So again, that is Ella Warwick. Now another one here, this is one that I was really wanting to really hone in on, especially with the blocking standpoint, and that is Becca Robbins. Okay, coming into the matchup, 185 kills, 112 blocks coming into Saturday's matchup, and then only 11 digs and 4 assists. So again, her time is spent on the net. That's where she's going to make her living. That's where Wapahani has got to be able to find a way to get around Robbins' hands one way or the other, because she can play such a key factor in the ball game. And we even seen that there in Saturday's matchup there with Andrean. When we was, going good, they couldn't block anything. When we got in trouble, they was blocking everything. We couldn't get the ball over the net because it was coming right back at us. So we've got to find a way to miss those hands there of Becca Robbins. Next here we have Audrey Warwick, 174 kills on a season, 81 aces, also 68 blocks, 136 digs, and 412 assists. So she's one of those, again, that you have a little bit of variety right there. Obviously, she's a great setter, but can also bring it in the kills category as well. So you have multiple options right there. Next, we have Neely Brown, 160 kills on the year, 91 blocks. So again, her and Robbins, first and second in the block category, then followed there with Audrey Warwick there with 68 blocks. So those three ladies specifically, you've got to steer clear of there on the net. Now, obviously, that's not going to happen because they're still going to play a factor in some way or another up there on the net. But you've got to still try to get it around their hands nonetheless. So, again, that is Neely Brown. Again, 160 kills, 91 blocks, 27 digs, and 3 assists. And then lastly here, we have Kylie Cooksey, 27 kills, 52 aces, also 159 digs, and 490 assists on the season does Kylie Cooksey. So again, we got Sophie Hale, Ella Warwick, Becca Robbins, Audrey Warwick, Neely Brown, and Kylie Cooksey. Those young ladies are the main key contributors to this Linton Stockton Miners volleyball team that you really got to take a close look at going into Saturday afternoon's matchup. This is a game that, again, you've got to put it all out there on the table. You can't leave a page unturned in any chapter. You've got to bring it all out there, and hopefully everything will work out just fine for Wapahani. But that's going to be a tough game. Linton Stockton has played some very good teams, especially down the stretch as well. They're going to be prepared. They're going to be ready to play on Saturday afternoon We hope and pray that Wapahani is as well, because obviously when we're going good, let me tell you, you don't want to be on the tracks when the train's coming through, folks. So this Raider team has a lot, I think a lot at stake, because they want that state championship so badly. They've been there twice. These senior girls have been there 2 times already, so this will be 3rd time in the last 4 years that your Wapahani Raiders have been to the state championship. The first 2 times, we didn't get the job done, unfortunately. We fell on the short end of the stick. It happens. You've got to jump that hurdle this time around and get the job done. So to follow things up here, to kind of wrap things up, the keys to this game that I really wanted to talk about here, and I'll talk about it on Saturday as well when we broadcast, and that is ball control here for Wapahani. Okay, the service pressure here from Linton Stockton. So they have 341 aces. Obviously, that's just a little bit ahead of Wapahani, but they have a great amount of service pressure. That's where they get a lot of their points from there. Now, again, Wapahani has only played 1 more set than Linton Stockton does, but Wapahani also has nearly 200 more kills than what Linton Stockton has. So where are the Miners getting their points? Well, again, they're getting their points off of those serves and the blocks as well. It's going to be so important that the Raiders take advantage of some opportunities, but also defensively be able to handle the ball. I think that's a lot of times, in the game of volleyball, how you win and lose a ball game is your defense. So the Raiders have to perform at a high level defensively if they want to win Saturday's ball game. If they don't perform very well, it's going to be tough to win. I'll just tell you that much right here, right now, because of the way that they take advantage of given opportunities, just like any good team would. So we've got to have very good ball control coming up there on Saturday, again, whether that be from them behind the service line or even us, when they're on the kill. We've got to dig it out. We've got to slow the ball down on the block. It's going to be so important defensively to have a great game there on Saturday afternoon. Next up here, minimize little mistakes. You don't want to shoot yourself in the foot and give away free points, especially in such a crucial game like Saturday's state championship game. So we've got to minimize errors. So serving errors, hitting errors. Obviously, you want to keep the ball, and we talk about this quite often on our broadcasts. Keep the ball in play. Keep it between the lines. Make the defense play. Does Linton Stockton have a pretty good defense? They do. Yes, they do. Are they great? Are they just going to blow you away? Well, not if you find some open holes, because then you're going to expose them and feed off of that, and then you're just going to have a heyday from there. Okay, but it's just all about making sure to keep the ball in play. Make the defense of your opponent play up, and make sure that they make the mistakes, not you make the mistakes. So that's going to be one of the biggest things right there. Next, you have net violations. Those can be such momentum killers along with serving errors. So those 2 key things right there. And then communication. You get in an arena of that size, it's going to get loud. Okay, you've got to be able to control your emotions, and you've got to be able to communicate. In games like that, sometimes it will be maybe a little bit hard to hear. Okay, so that's where communication, you've got to call everything out. You've got to be loud out there on the floor. That's another key component for Wapahani's success coming up on Saturday afternoon. And then lastly here, and me and Redbeard was just talking about this earlier, the Raiders have got to stay in the moment, okay? Understand and realize what's got them here. And because this is it. This is the last go-around for these seniors that have had so much success throughout their middle school years and even into their high school years. This is it. One last hurrah, one last game together, and it's going to be, I think, one to remember. So the old mantra goes, you've got to, in order to be the best, you got to beat the best. Okay, right now your mindset is Linton Stockton's the best, and you're trying to do everything you can to beat them because you want to be the best. You want to be the one at top at the end of the day with a championship trophy right there in your hands. So I know the motto that they've been going with this year is the blue ring, okay? So the Lady Raiders got to bring home blue coming up on Saturday afternoon. We're rooting for them. We'll be there broadcasting. Redbeard will just be sitting right there beside me. No camera unfortunately, for the state championship game, because the IHSAA has those exclusive video rights. So it will be an audio-only broadcast from myself, and I promise you, it's for free. We got everything all cleared up. I'm not sure exactly still why people was being charged for last Saturday's broadcast, but we got things cleared up, and everything's going to be free. No cost whatsoever to listen to Saturday's state championship game from Worthen Arena. So please tune in. You can also watch the broadcast on Bally Sports Indiana, the home of the Indiana Pacers, and I know some other sporting events as well that are hosted on there. But please check out the game on there. You can listen to my broadcasting then on the IHSAA Champions Networks, which you're going to see here on the bottom of your screen. You've already probably seen it 3 or 4 different times throughout this broadcast. But again, you will be able to watch that or listen to my broadcast right here. This is the website you'll need to go to. So https:// then www.ihsaatv.org/Wapahani Raiders/. So that's where you can listen to all the action coming up on Saturday. We'll hope you all tune in. Should be a great matchup there. Your Wapahani Raiders 31-5. Taking on the Linton Stockton Miners, 28-5 on the season, again from Worthen Arena at 1:30 p.m. on the campus of All State University there in Muncie, Indiana. So again, we thank you all for tuning in here for this evening's 2022 IHSAA Class 2A Volleyball State Championship Preview Show. Again, we hope to see you all out there at Worthen Arena coming up on Saturday. And until next time, I'm Brandon Morvillius alongside cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy. We'll see you next time here on the WHS Network.